Hi, everyone, and welcome back to our office hours again. So on today's agenda, we will be talking about kitchen islands, and we can talk about different shapes, like some unique shapes maybe, and like multi-level islands with shelves, maybe even like farmhouse style with like a columns in the front. And then we can also talk about what textures are the best for kitchens and how to use textures to elevate your design and to have a very good quality and realistic renders. So let me just share my other screen. It's loading, so give me a few seconds. Okay, it loaded, so just let me share. Okay, I think this one is sharing now. We just wait until it will open. And I will just go straight into 3D. So I just have like a few examples of a kitchen island that can be done by using the Create New Product tool. We also have few kitchen islands in our catalog that you can use. They're ready to go. You can change the textures in some of them they already have like some appliances added and sinks. So there is a good few and the choice is wide. So like from each style, so you can find something that might suit. And yeah, so like if there's something that might work, then it's the quickest way to go. So we, for example, have something like that that can be used with farmhouse style. Um, this is actually very nice, and like it will take you a bit of time to create that. Where here you have, and I literally create something like that in a second, and like we have a ready one here already. Like I created something like that with more like a simple columns. But this one, as you can see, is ready to go. If, for example, you wouldn't need this part in the back, then you can always add like create with the create new product tool, create like your cabinets and just simply join both together and you can have like, for example, like no columns on one side if that's something that that you're looking for. Here we have like a multi-level island. So you're able to create something like that with the create new product tool as well. And I will show you in a second how I, for example, did this one. And then I created like a peninsula with a rounded side. And so we can create kitchen islands with that can be like, rounded on one side, or we can create just like rounded edges on our kitchen islands. The only thing when we creating them, we just need to create separate worktops because we won't be able to use like cut it through and then like resize it. So we will just have to create like another shape as I did here. So if I ungroup it, then I have one product that is a um the countertop, and the other product that's our base and with the cabinets. We can also create countertops with like rounded edges that I can show you also. So let's jump in. I'll just create another room, and we will start maybe with the multi-level one. So first, go to create new product tool and create yourself. The reason why I don't use shapes for that is because we will be creating like maybe some cavities and adding shelves, etc. So that's why I'm going straight to create new product tool. So with the rectangle, we first create our shape. Now we'll give it some depth. So the height. And now let's say that we want to create another countertop that it's sticking out on both sides. Then the easiest way to do it is I will just measure out the distance from the top of the main kitchen island into the lower area. So let's say that it will be like 0.1, and from here as well. I'm not using the line offset because I will be creating a shape. So now I will just take a rectangle tool and I will go as far as I want for my countertop to go. And the same from this side. And now we'll trim away these lines here. And simply with the push and pull, we will push this part out as far as you want. And then you can push this part out as well. Now with the trim tool, we can remove the line in between, so we will have seamless countertop. And now with this one, we can simply use the line offset to create a base and like a frame on top and on sides. Now I will just cut this part out. And now with the push and pull, we can push it in, and that can be area for our bar stools. Now from this side, we can create cabinets. Like that can be, of course, we can make that way bigger and way longer. So like, if you have your measurements, you can work around it. With the cabinets here, I can simply create an offset, and now just create cabinet, like maybe 2 shelves or even one. And with the push and pull.
I'm sorry. So can you show me again how you created the cabinet? So which tool did you use to do that when you did the offset?
This cabinet,
Yes.
yeah, so the offset. So let's go back to the start. So that will work for any cabinet, like if you want to create like a bookshelf and things like that. So we will go with offset. So
Mhm.
first you will offset it and create
That's gonna give a
uh,
trim, right?
yes, yeah, like give it a trim and like create like a framing
Mhm.
for your cabinet. And now you can simply either use the measure tool or the line offset or I will just quickly create like a shelf. You can, of course, measure everything out.
Hold on,
So
but
every,
you clicked on rectangle or you did
yes, I
what
clicked on rectangle tool. I
so
just
you
create a shelf with the rectangle.
so you did that very thin rectangle right now.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
But you
And then
can also use, if I will go back, you can also use, let's say, the line offset, and you can measure out. So let's say that we want to do our shelf in the middle. So we can do 0.32, for example. And now give it just some depth. So you can do that with the line offset as well if you want to measure everything out. And now with the push and pull, we will push this
okay.
part in, and now you have like the cavities for the shelves.
Okay. And if I would like to add some doors to it, what would I do?
And do you want like a glass door, or it's just cabinet with doors without the shelf inside?
Well, I guess both, just for variety and options.
Yeah, so like if you need a cabinet, then we wouldn't be, creating the shelves. It's
Uh-huh.
just instead of that, we will create, um, we will do a line in the middle
Hmm.
and now create offsets on both sides.
Okay,
And
got it.
yes, and you have your cabinet doors.
Okay.
Yeah, and now you can use the push and pull to pull them or even push them a bit just to create like a dimension. So whatever you will be applying textures, then you can do that. Like with the kitchens, first when you're building kitchen with the create new product tool, first you will um, create your plinth, so the baseboard that is on their cabinets. So the same, you will use your line offset or the ruler tool and then trace over. It's just with the line offset is a bit easier. And now, like you can do that on each side. And then with the push and pull, you can simply push that under.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so that will be your plinth. And now on the upper part, you can start creating your cabinets. So with the cabinets, my tip for very realistic effect, then when you do the render, is to first create like a small offset. So that will create the base like in the back. And then like whatever we have kitchens, always cabinet doors or a bit smaller than the base that it's behind them. So that will give you that look. And now with the push and pull, you can pull these ones out a bit. So they're like, so they're sticking out. And then when you will apply your textures, then you can apply a bit darker texture in these little parts here. And then it just looks way more realistic. If you need like a shaker style, then you can simply offset it multiple times. And again, play with the push and pull to create depth within the cabinets and then apply different textures.
Okay, and if I would like to have it opened, I'll do the same thing you did before. So just divide it by two and have two doors that are open, right?
Yes. Yes, and then you will use the push and pull and you will just simply create a cavity.
Okay. But
Yeah.
I need to do it if this is just the door. It's not necessary nobody sees behind, right?
Yes, no, if that's only for open shelving. If you would like to add any open shelving in your island or any other product that you're creating, then with the push and pull, you will just push the other parts in and you will create cavities for your for your open shelving. But for doors, you will only use the offsets and then push and pull just to give it some depth and dimension.
Can I have a question? I'm sorry, I'm talking a lot, but I'm actually working on the camera right now, and this is spot on for me. Um, So if I have existing island, for example, I just, and let's say for now, right now, the project I'm working on, I just grab the cabinet because that's just the amount of space I have. I just have a 24 inches width for the island. So I just want to give them something to put like anything on. So just extra counter space. And if
Yeah.
I'm working with, like, let's say I just took the cabinet and I was like, oh, this is perfect, double door. I'm like, okay, great, something bigger, put it under. But then if I want to create those shaker style sides, I can still modify it, or do I need to draw a rectangle on top of the cabinet to create my own product on top of the whatever I already using from the catalog?
You can either create, like the front, or from the our kitchen cabinet, you can use fronts only. So if you go, let's say, to recess and you chose the cabinet, then we have like simple shutters. So there should be like a even one door shutter that you can resize and just paste on the other side of the cabinet.
Well, that's the other conversation I need to have with you, but I will need to schedule appointment because I'm
Yeah,
getting.
I emailed you. I emailed you so we can,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I'm just so frustrated with this because some of them are cabinets, some of them just like faces, and I'm like, okay, I
Yes,
don't.
because you have descriptions, like some of them that's unit and some of them is shutter. So the shutter, they're only cabinet doors, where when you scroll down, like down, 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 then we have loads of units. So like, for example, this one, like you have shutter. No, that's sorry, base unit. Yeah, my mistake. But if you will have just a shutter, then like, when you took that cabinet and let's say like this one is a shutter, then you can simply paste it on
Oh,
top or even on the side and then you're done.
got it. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I was kind of like. I was just yeah. Thank
yeah,
you.
you couldn't figure it out. Yeah, yeah,
I
no,
was
this one there.
I was like trying to MacGyver it.
Yeah, and sometimes like the simple solutions are the best. And being honest, like this one with the cabinet doors with the shutters, that's the easiest way of creating kitchens, because like you can create your own frame, from with the create new product tool, and then simply use three or four different doors, resize them, clone them, and just paste them wherever you want, because we have two drawer, three drawer, four drawer, single door, double door, sink, from the sink, and then you can simply resize them and use the clone tool, paste them next to each other. You can add hardware if you want to. If you don't need to, then you don't have to. And your kitchen is basically done. So that's a very, very fast way of creating kitchen.
I wish I knew that 2 days ago.
Well, you know it now. It's never too late.
No, it's good. It's good. Okay, let's move on. Sorry.
Yeah. So so that's one of the ways where you can like just create like a multi-levels, and of course like you can work with it, you can play around with it. So like we can from this side we can create like another shape and like just continue with that. Then we also can do like rounded ones. So again, we will go with the create new product tool, create yourself. First, of course, we will create a rectangle and give it depth. And now we can simply use our arc tool. Start wherever you want to start your rounded edge. And now simply remove the part with the push and pull. Now we can create cabinets from this side, the same with the plinth. So that will look the same as this one here.
So you didn't cut it. You just push and pull the remaining of the.
Yes,
Hmm.
yes. That's how you work with them with different shapes. So even if we would do like one side only, let's say like, that you have like the rectangle, and then you just want to create like a rounded edge. The same like if you want to create a countertop with the rounded edge, then whatever you will draw your shape, then you will use the push and pull to remove the other part. So you can create cavities with that, but you can also make some parts disappear.
Mm. Mhm.
So you will just simply remove that part. That's how you create rounded edges. The same if you want to create rounded cabinet, then you will do your arch, and then the part that is above the arch you have to remove for you,
Mhm.
like to have that shape in place. So you will simply remove it.
Mhm.
Now with the countertop, I will just quickly go with this one.
What is it? Lime offset? What was the was
With line offset, you're creating like it works like ruler tool, but it's traced over already. So if you go to offset and the line offset, then you can apply any measurements, and then when you click, then you have a line created automatically. So like you don't have to trace over it. So that's like, that's a bit of a quicker way to, let's say, measure out your cabinets, because like, you just don't have to trace over it. Before, like, we had to use the ruler and then trace over the ruler, but you can use the line offset instead. Now for the cabinet, if you would like to create a rounded edge, then again we will go with our arch tool. We will create a rounded edge, and with the push and pull, we will simply remove this part. And now you have rounded edge on your countertop.
so you are not putting another, let's say, piece of like a create your own product on top of the cabinet. You're just using the lines to create an existing, let's say, rectangle to create the
Yeah, you
counter.
can do, yes, you can actually do everything with one piece. So if you have like a cabinet, like a kitchen island that is just like a simple rectangle,
Right.
then we can create everything within that rectangle. So let's say that this is our kitchen island.
Mhm.
So first we will give it a depth to start working with it. And now if you want to have your countertop within that shape as well, then you just have to add it into the height of your kitchen island. Now you will take offset and line offset, and we will start creating our baseboards. So you will give measurements. Now, if you want to go from other side, then we simply click on escape and go from other side. Now again, we'll give it a measurement, enter, escape,
So
and
you,
from the other
right, so
side.
you marking it, are you marking it 1 millimeter, or what is the
Oh, that's, I have meters, so that will
um,
be 10 centimeters.
okay,
0.1, so that's 10 centimeters, yeah.
got it, got it.
They are usually, here we have them usually, they're usually 10 centimeters.
Yeah,
So,
that makes sense. Yep.
yeah. And now you will do the same with the countertop, but of
Mm.
course that will be lower. So again, it depends if you're using laminate. Laminate will be higher. If you're using marble or granite, then they will be a bit lower. Escape, and from the other side, enter, escape, and from the other side. And now we go with the push and pull, and these parts are going under.
Mhm.
And these parts are going over.
Mhm.
And this is your countertop. You're able to create different textures on that. And the same on your plinth, you're able to create different, like to apply different textures. Now, whatever you will do that, what we have to do, we have to go with the trim tool and trim away these lines here. So then when we will apply textures, then the texture will be nice and seamless, because otherwise that will the software will treat it as two separate components. So we just simply trim away these lines here, and now we can just work with it and apply textures, and of course create our cabinets on whichever side we want. So again, it all depends what kind of kitchens you want to achieve. Like, what is the style of your kitchen? If you have like waterfall, if you will have waterfall, for example, countertop, then we will do it differently. So for waterfall countertop, again, create new product tool, kitchen island, push and pull. And now with the waterfall, we will simply create, with the offset tool, we will create the depth of our countertop. You can do it from both sides. Now zoom in, and we have to use the trim tool and trim away these lines here. And now this part here, we can slightly push in. And then you can also create your baseboards if you still need them. But now you're able to apply a texture here and even on the inside. So that's how you will create the waterfall edge. How do you ensure you are always using the same style of shutters? Sometimes I have used an only to find when I see the render, they are a bit different. Can they be classified? Yeah, like in the kitchen cabinet, I think we have two different styles of the shutters. So we have this one that is more, yeah, like this one, and then there is more that is like, like a bit simpler. But when you actually look at them, I think one is called flat panel, and then the other one, I think it has like a bit different name. But they are, yeah, they are two different styles. I don't think if there's more, they're two different, but yeah, but we can actually look into that and see if we can classify them a bit more, because like, sometimes from the photos you can't actually, yeah, so this one is different, and this one is different. This one, double base full cabinet, and the other one was, I think it was like a flat panel, the other one. Now this one here, yeah, so this one is identical to this one. So as far as I know, we have this style, and then we have this style that is like, just a bit different. So we'll make a note of on that, and yeah, maybe there's something that we can do about it, and like, classify them just so they're just easier to find and to know which is which. Are you welcome, Rosa? So yeah, so when it comes to textures, because we were talking about the kitchen islands all the time. So when it comes to textures, as you know, you can upload your own textures. So um, thanks to that, you can create really fully customized kitchen. So you don't need to use textures from our catalog. You can use your own. When applying textures, especially on the cabinet area, and when you're like, creating the offsets, then don't forget about the offsets. Like you need to apply a texture in um in the offset as well. Can you see the name of the cabinet when you click on it in your design? Yes, you can. So if I will click on the cabinet, like not a name, but we can go to see similar, or when you go to edit, then you have information and you have a name here, and you can also copy the link of that cabinet and find it in the software. But like it doesn't have like a specific name. Let's say that it's like shaker one, or like shaker two. So no, but that's really something that we can look into, because for example, for like moldings, like like they have sometimes numbers. So if you have a corner and then a straight piece, then you know how to match them. So like it would be nice just to just to know which one is which. The last time I was actually creating kitchen from the cabinet, and I was lucky enough to do it with like with the same style cabinet. Like I didn't pull out any other style. So maybe it was just me, or like I always try to like go down, and then I feel like they are like more organized by style then. So yeah, as you can see, like these are all the same ones. Maybe that will be more helpful. But yeah, but there are definitely like two different styles here. So yeah. Yeah, and when you're using textures, just try to use textures that are like nice quality, and you can edit them with the number of tiles or with the texture size. The tip that I have for you is when you're dropping a texture. I will get back into the question. Just I wanted to show you something. So when you're dropping a texture, some of you might know it already, some of you might not. So we will drop a texture, and now we will play with it with a number of tiles, and like just change the look of it, change the density of the texture. And now let's say that you want to copy that texture to a different part, which is either smaller or bigger. Then now, as you can see, like they're a bit different. This one is like the density is a bit bigger, like like it's like they don't look the same. So if you need to copy your texture to any other rooms, sorry, to any other parts of an object, or if you have even rooms, and like you have a big room and then you have like three small rooms, and you want to have the same texture, when you edited it, go to um texture size. So even if you will put any texture size, but you will edit it by changing the texture size, then let's say that we will do 2 by 2 just to show you example. And now if I will copy it to another part, it will look identical because we changed it by the texture size. So we didn't change it, like when you're changing it by number of tiles, then you change density um, on the surface where you applied your texture. If you understand what I mean, where you're changing the texture size, you only changing the texture size. It doesn't have effect on the surface that you're applying it on. So if you know that you will be moving that into other parts, then change it by use change it by using texture size, not the number of tiles. Okay, can you see the name of the cabinet so you can choose the same? Yeah, and how do you apply the countertops to your ready-made cabinets? When they're ready-made, then you simply drop a countertop from our catalog. Just let me, I had like a kitchen done here where I used just ready to go cabinets. So what you can do, you can also create your own baseboard for under the cabinet, so you cannot see, when, like if you will pull out a cabinet from the kitchen catalog, some of them they can have like lower baseboard, some of them they can have higher baseboards, and then when you line them up, you can see when, when one cabinet is starting and the other beginning. And I think that like in this one, I think I used, I don't know if that's this one, but just let me go back here and I will just show you an example. So if we go to, let's say that we have this one, and I will just make like, just like a few of them. You can also group them. So like when you want to move them, then they will move as one. So to apply a countertop, then you will quickly, you will simply type in kitchen worktop, and you can take any worktops from our catalog, and you will simply just apply it on top of your cabinets. You can, of course, resize it, so we can move it a bit. And now we can resize it, so it's the size that you need. You can change the texture of that countertop, and now you can group all the items. So when you're using Mac, we click on Command, otherwise we click on Control, and we can group products. And now, as you can see, we will add this one, group products, and now they will move as a one cabinet. It won't change the applying textures, so you can apply different textures, but it will group them, and so like even if you want to move it or save it for your future projects, then you can group it, and now you can simply add it into your library, and it will be added as that full unit. You can ungroup it at any point, and you can change the textures of it. So yeah, that's another tip for just working quickly and more efficient. Okay. Do you have any other answers? Sorry, questions? Oh, I think that's 13th today, and it's just playing with my mind. I'm just thinking something else, and different words are coming out of my mouth. So sorry for that. Um,
I have a quick question. I'm sorry. It's easier for me to say than to write. I'm not the quickest writer. So if you create like a room, for example, yeah, you have a kitchen and you want to create different version of the same kitchen so you don't need to redo everything. Can you copy the rooms?
you
And
can clone the project. You can't copy the room, but you can clone the project, or you can group your kitchen and then clone your kitchen and let's say move it to a different room. But you can simply go to, you can see my dashboard, yeah?
Mhm.
So when you go on any of the project, then we have a clone tool. So you can do multiple projects of the same project, and then you can work and let's say do different, like different options of the same kitchen.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, that can work as well.
So what it will be side to side, side by side, or will be like a
No,
separate?
that will be separate. That will be separate projects. If you want to do it side by side, then you will have to group your kitchen, and then clone it as a grouped, and just move it to, let's say, do like I did here, just draw another room and then group your kitchen and move it, like clone it and paste it in another room, and then you will have them, next to each other. If that's, if you have to have that this way. If not, then the simplest way is to create one kitchen and then just simply clone the project and work on, in the other project work on, let's say, do different textures or, different colors of the kitchen, etc.
Mhm. But if you clone the kitchen to move it to another room, I guess to modify it, you need to unclone it later.
Ungroup it.
Ungroup
You
it.
will have to ungroup it to modify it,
That's
yes.
all I
When
wanted with the
you
word issue.
Yeah, when you will clone it, then you need to click on detach clone, because every changes that you will do, if it will be on the same project, and let's say that I will clone this one and put it here, then like if I want click on detach clone, so then when I will apply texture to this one, then the same texture will go into the other island. So you just have to quickly click on detach clone, and now you can work with them individually.
Got
And
it.
when you want to modify it, then you just have to ungroup it, because like, they are, when you're creating kitchen with create new product tool, and let's say that you're not creating it full with like one product, you just do separate parts, then each part you need to modify separately so they can't be grouped. But you can create like a full kitchen with one create new product. So like you can do U shape, L shape. I think 2 meetings ago we've been actually talking about different shapes of kitchens, and like how you can create them. So like you're able to do that as well. But if you have multiple elements, then you need to modify each of them separately. So you will just simply ungroup them. You can group them at any point, and you can ungroup them at any point. Even if you will, let's say, group your kitchen, and you will add it into your library. Um, Like in my library, I have a kitchen that I created before, like let's say this full kitchen here. And now I can simply go to 3D and I can work with that kitchen. So like if I will ungroup it, then I can still go into that and modify it. I can change textures. I can like, add different items, but I just already like have my base, and then like, I can work with it.
Can you delete some cabinets from it?
You can go to modify. You can go to modify, and let's say if I don't need that cabinet, then I will simply use the push and pull, and I will just push it in. The same with this one. You see, like I didn't cut this part here, so that's why it works as a two separate items. Like I didn't do the countertop here. If I would do the countertop here, then I wouldn't have to worry like, about this part. But now I will just simply like remove this one, and then we can remove the rest of it. So like, you can modify it like that, because if when we will create offsets, and we will offset our cabinet with the push and pull, so like, give it depth and dimension, then we cannot use the trim tool, because like they are different depths. Like, so you will have to bring them all to 0, and then you can, let's say, like, change this 3 drawer to 2 drawer, for example. So yeah, like you can still do like 2 drawer out of this 1 drawer. So you can just like, add, like measure it out, add a line with the offset tool, and then just simply offset it, and like, and it should look fine. But otherwise, like you can use the push and pull, and let's say like remove some cabinets from one side or the other.
Got it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions about creating kitchen islands or like applying textures, etc.?
So when you were doing the countertops, you typed in not the countertop, you typed something else, workspace?
Kitchen worktop. Kitchen worktop. If we will put a countertop, it
Yeah, that's
shows.
what I got.
Yeah, you have countertops here as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Yes.
think they're called like, differently. Some people call them worktops, some people call them countertops.
Okay. And I'll just need to copy them and match my shape.
Yes,
With,
just simply
Mhm.
drag and drop them, and then just simply resize them.
Mhm. And the sink goes on top. Can you just put the sink on top of the
Yes.
countertop? Make it
Yeah,
look.
like here, I created a sink, and then like, I use the push and pull. So like I have like a marble sink, but if you want to apply a normal sink, then you simply will take a sink and you will click on the sink and the punch tool will create a cavity. So it will just go in whichever cabinet you need it to go.
Oh, punch tool.
The punch tool will appear, and punch tool is for creating cavities for objects they are dropped into another object. Like it doesn't work with with solid shapes. But yeah, but it works with like kitchen cabinets and with the create new product tool.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions?
Mm.
Okay, Rosa, no worries. Take care. We'll see you next week. Thank you. Okay, I'd say that's all for today, and I'll see you all next week. Take care, everyone.
Thank you. I'll get back to you.
Yeah, no worries. Bye.